Drummond and Harrison are our kids' cousins. They've been coming up the last couple summers. This year they're up here for a full month and they're getting better. They're pretty good help now. Might have to start paying them something. Their mom and dad like it because they come back where they get up at 5, 6 o'clock, no problem. For about a month, right, Drummond? It's hard to break those habits, isn't it?
Yeah.
This week we have 4 shipments. And it's kind of nice because we've been running these steers, all the steers that we've shipped for the last month. Been running them basically all winter through the spring into July, August. And then you ship them, and that's when you get paid for them, which is kind of nice. Well, now we just got an hour drive. Not too bad. These guys will probably all be asleep by the time we get there. This morning we're shipping yearlings in Kansas. We've got a pretty full crew. We're going to split up and go in 2 different directions. Tim and the 2 Heisley boys and Bryce and I are going to go gather the short row so we can get them in the pens and start weighing them before they get the other cattle in. The ideal deal is to kind of get them gathered to the pens in stages, so you can be weighing them as you're getting them gathered. And then after everybody gets here, while we're still weighing, we'll start loading semis. We try to be as efficient as we can, keep everything going, be smooth and easy with the cattle. So we don't have to get in any hurry. We'll go grab this first bunch, get them in, then we start weighing those. And while we're doing that, those other guys will be coming in with another bunch.
Gotta go right through down the alley.
Huh? 18. When you're weighing, you have to give them a second, let the scales kind of settle a little bit. Okay. On these electronic scales. So those were heavy. 19, that's why. Averaging 901 gross. That's pretty good. Bigger actually than I thought these steers would be. We've weighed 5 drafts. About every 5 drafts you have to balance the scales because you get more manure on the scales and then the cattle will weigh just a little heavier. Like last time we probably had 50 pounds of manure on there after 5 drafts. This one, it's enjoyable. You got a nice morning, have nice easy gathering. The cattle handled really good. Weighing them, cattle are weighing really good. That's kind of fun. Don't have as many guys here right now. It's kind of nice to have a smaller crew sometimes. They're gathering that other bunch. When they get in, then we can start loading trucks and weighing at the same time.
Midnight, where are you, midnight? I don't know how long this day is gonna beat me down. Where are you, midnight? Sunrise, I need the sun to rise. I don't know how long I can stay in this fight. I need the sun to rise.
How many was there, Drummond?
Shelter, I'm seeking shelter. I don't know how long the storm will rise. I'm seeking shelter. Freedom, where are you, freedom? Lost in this flood, need courage in my blood. Where are you, freedom? Shelter, I'm seeking shelter. I don't know how long the storm will rise. I'm seeking shelter.
Hey. Your job is do what he tells you. If you're not sure of what you should be doing, just ask Harrison. We're just gonna put him in charge of you the rest of the time you're here.
Ralph caught him leaning on the gate once.
Ralph caught him leaning on the gate. Get your hands off that gate. I heard him say it.
Worry in the wind, worry in the watchman, worry my old friend, worry on the highway, worry on my mind, worry in the morning, seeking you will find, worry in the water, worry in the wind, worry in the watchman, worry my old friend. Worry on the highway, worry on my mind, worry in the money, seeking you will find shelter. I'm seeking shelter. I don't know how long the storm will rise, but I'm seeking shelter.
We continue to load 63 on those big cattle. I think, what do we have? 2 loads left. Okay.
Yeah, 2 left.
You got to keep track of every draft, your head count. You got to know. You keep those guys informed of what they're weighing. You got to plan on how many you're going to load on a truck based off how heavy they are. And just have to really just stay in here and think, not get sidetracked and do something else. But it's hard not to get impatient and be like, come on, bring some more cattle, let's go. Just seems like they're going a little slow. Probably not, but it sure feels like that when you're sitting in here. So I've simplified mine. We used to do it all. You'd write it down. You'd have to have a calculator and add your numbers up as you go. But I just put mine on a spreadsheet. Does all the totaling and figuring for you. Makes it a whole lot easier. Lots of times when you're in here weighing, the truck drivers will be here and they'll be like, how much they weighing? How many we loading? And they'll be asking you questions, trying to listen to counts. You got cowboys asking you questions, and you just want to say, everybody get out. We're going to just concentrate. Because if you mess up on these numbers, then you've got a problem. There's no fixing it unless you go back and reweigh things. And that's when you really start having problems. Okay! And unfortunately, the scale house isn't air conditioned. So you just gotta stand here and the sun's kind of hitting me on this one. I like it better if it's shaded and you got a breeze going through. This one runs east and west, so you don't have a breeze going through, you got the sun coming in. Not the best design. What's that?
Oh, Ralph was trying to deny authority. I said, yeah, you're the man with big boots. He said, no, Marshall's got big boots. Marshall said, I'll take these stuff bitches off. I don't want them.
Marshall don't want to make any decisions. So once you've done 3 or 4 drafts, you have a pretty good sense of where your weight's going to be, and if it's off by 1,000 pounds or something, then you probably got 1 head less or 1 head more on, and you can kind of be careful to listen to the scale count off the other side. So this is probably the most important job. You don't want to mess these numbers up, but the guy counting them off, that's probably the second most important job. And then whatever the least important job is, that's what we give Tim.
That was pretty hard.
Tim's actually been back there kind of keeping all the cattle moving around and keeping them loosened up so they got enough pen space. Okay.
Are you gonna go in? Are you on the pins?
Huh?
Are you going on the pins?
Probably. This guy doesn't think I work.
He doesn't.
Dog.
They weigh all right.
So the ones we brought in weighed about 9. Ones y'all brought in weighed about 830. That's just the difference between a good gathering and a not as good a gathering.
We went 10 miles.
Went a long ways around there. It would probably go smoother if we just waited till the trucker was ready and brought them around, and we could take that first half immediately. Hey. Hey.
What do you got, Ralph?
Put you a bunch of those in here. Yeah. You got 12 on the back.
Next truck will be 9, 25, 26, and 8. Gives him 68.
68?
Yeah, he's shorter truck. He can't hold.
Okay, that's fine. So we've loaded what? 63? No, we loaded 60.
60, 63, and we loaded 64
and 65.
65.
So we haven't loaded the same number twice.
Not yet, not yet, but I'm working on it.
Ralph, I get your quarter today.
Hey,
What?
we haven't loaded the same number twice.
I get Ralph's quarter today. You guys are on your own.
All you had to do was say, come down here and do this.
Well, I wanted it done today, not this afternoon.
And I wouldn't have been doing this.
We're going to load 6 trucks without loading the same number twice.
I think the rest of the trucks are all spreads, and we can load the same number.
We can load 70 on 3 of them.
We might as well put 69 and 71, not even have it the same.
Yeah, I mean, why make it easy for those guys counting them off up there at the feed yard? They're going to be like, were these guys drinking when they were loading these trucks? What were they doing?
Yeah.
So we're down to the last truck now. Ralph and I are just trying to figure out tomorrow. We're kind of, cattle numbers were in between 7 and 8 trucks. We'll load 7 really heavy and have a few cuts left over, or load 8 trucks and get more steers. I mean, it went really well. It's going to get really hot today. Fortunately, we got a little breeze right now. The cattle handled good. It could have been a whole lot worse. Now we'll probably go back, get in the hay field, haul a little hay, or just kind of get odds and ends done. We got another shipping tomorrow, and then a weaning the next day. Pretty much a full week. This is Monday. We're just getting started.
right now I'm raking the hay after Caleb just cut it, and I'm basically just putting 2 rows together to make one, so then Cameron can just it's faster for Cameron just to get that 1 row. And then we are going a little bit later than what usually Tim should have it done or close to done by now, but we're just now starting on Tim's because of all the rain that we've had. And you don't want wet hay or anything, obviously. And then, yeah. So we're a little bit behind, but getting it done.
So one thing that we want to check for before we start baling hay is just the texture and the dryness of the hay. We want to be able to take the hay and twist it and let it start breaking apart. If it doesn't start breaking apart, you're probably still a little bit green, and you don't want to bale it when it's that green. You want it to be just right. And right now, this hay is perfect for baling. So, it's going to make some good hay. That's all I know.